if it gets too noisy or too weird, just let me know. Or if you hear sirens, well, you know, make sure it goes viral. Okay, so first thing you want to do is you want to put your snaps on if you can. I set it at 2.5, you can do that. I think I have it set basic grid lines, endpoint, vertice, and grid points. That's all you really need, okay? But you probably already have that set. We're going to use a plane, and we're going to grab, okay, can you see the larger grid lines and then the smaller grid lines? Can you see them?
Yeah.
Okay. So we're just going to make a plane. What you want to do is try to differentiate the one that's going to actually create your material from the one that's behind it. That's the holder, okay? Okay, what I've done is I put it in the top viewport. You could do it in the front or the left. L for left, F for front, and T for top. U for user, and P for perspective. Okay, I'm going to cheat a little bit here. I'm just going to rotate this to the front. 190 degrees. Oh, I love that. Okay. So anyway, you can see in the top viewport right here by zooming in that it's at 0, 0, 0 in world space. And you could call it back, so you know it's the holder for your material, okay? Your back of your cage, right? You don't have to have the snapping on. We're going to pull it behind the 0, 0 in world space, okay? So you'll see on the y-axis in this case, it's gone back like 0.26. You can make it anything you want, but make it close, okay? Now turn on your snapping, and in the top viewport, grab your arrow, hold your shift key down, and snap it to 0. Okay? If it doesn't snap to 0, type 0 down here and 0, and you'll see that it snapped to 0. Okay, so they have very little space in between them. And that's where we're going to do our work, and that's what we're going to save. Now, to help you out, if you click on this color here and bring up another color, it will change the color, and that way you know that you have two completely different planes. Okay? Okay, this plane is going to be our material. Now, we're going to put something on it. So, quick and dirty, I don't know, let's make a cylinder maybe, or a torus, or a tube, or what do you want to make?
Surprise me.
Surprise you, alright. Let's make a torus, because toruses are fun. I'm keeping my snap on just because it saves a lot of time, and you can go this way, right to the edge, or not. And you can make the radius as big as you want or as small as you want. Okay? And of course it's a material, so you don't want to have all this crappy looking, you know, points and, you know what I'm saying, those hard edges. You want more going on in your segments than that. So maybe crank it up to like 60. Knowing you, probably 80 would be better. Okay, so now look how smooth it is, all right?
Yeah.
Nice. Okay, turn off your snap. If you like where it is on here, which is halfway through your base plane for your material, then just leave it. That's what you're going to end up seeing. It's going to bake that, and the normal map will actually push it out to look like that, or as much of that as possible. Okay? Now, if you want to cheat like I'm about to do, you can hold the shift key down, grab the scale tool, right click on this front window, and holding the left mouse button down, you just release it and make another one. And then I'm just going to keep doing that, okay? I can use this for a window, I can use it for a tabletop, I can use it for anything. I could use it for the top of a roof, you know, a hemispherical roof. That would be kind of neat.
Yeah.
So anyway, these are going to show up on your map. Anything past this surface here, past 0, in positive space, is going to show up on your material. It's going to push it out and look like a three-dimensional object. Okay, that's why we're baking it. So it will protrude 90 degrees from the normal, which is the flat face. Okay, so is there any other shape you want on here?
Triangle.
You want a triangle?
Yeah, right in the center of the center.
Let's see, we want to use a, I wonder if this will give us a triangle. 3. No, it won't. We can't do that. Let's see if it'll give us a 3-sided pyramid, but I doubt it. A pyramid actually has 4 sides. The only way to really do this right is to make a box. Unless we want to loft something, but I don't want to loft anything. I'm too lazy. Okay, so what we're going to do is make us a little box. It doesn't have to stick out very far, actually. We're going to right-click on it and convert it to an editable mesh. Convert to edit mesh. Bang. Grab the vertices from the side view here. See where it says left viewport? Grab those guys. Oh, no, we're not going to do that. We're going to do this. Grab the 2 top ones. We're going to right click on our transform for scaling, and we're going to...
Oh, you're going to scale it together?
Yeah. I'm cheating. All right, I'm doing it as quickly as possible. Go to the second one. Go to the second one here. Okay, this gives you Y and X. Okay, this is X. We're going to squeeze these together on X.
Oh.
So go like this and make 0. And it will bring them together.
You don't have to get up.
That's not bad.
I see.
Whoops.
Oh my God.
What?
I think there's
I
lag
see.
on it. Hold it. I think there's lag.
Ay, ay, ay.
There's lag. Okay. Wait, I better stop this recording. It's into at 7 minutes, so we can cut this part out. Whoop.
Yeah, just keep on.
Okay. Oh, all right. Anyway. Yeah, these are supposed to join in the middle, but something very odd is going on there. Oh, it's my system. Okay. Okay, and from the left viewport, I'm going to grab these, and I'm going to turn off my snap. It doesn't turn off, it's lag, and pull this in a little bit. And so, because it's got a 90-degree angle toward the viewer here, it's not going to do as well as these rounded circles, okay? So the best way to make this work better is to go to middle, center of the object, and get your scaling and pull it in a little. Okay, so it's got kind of a chamfered edge. Then it will make a good normal map that you can see. You could also chamfer the edge if you wanted to when you do an extrusion. But this is the best way to make it work with light. Okay, so now you have a 3-sided a rectangle that's slightly chamfered, so it'll work with the light. Okay? So we can turn that on. Is there anything else you want to add to this?
No, I think it's good.
Think that's good? Okay, now we're going to go ahead and save it as test or something. Save as, we'll save it as AJ baked material. Okay, so you know it's the thing we're doing now, the tutorial we're doing now. Okay, now you've got your material you're going to put on something, all right? We haven't made it into a material yet. It's still a 3D object. Okay. We do have a little lag here, I'm afraid. Come on, hang on. Just like, don't lag me now. Okay. If you can't select something, like this poor sucker won't let me select anything else. Here we go. Okay. Then hit the H key. The H key means hit, and it'll bring up a list, and you can select any object in the scene in there, okay, and then hit OK. All right. So this green thing, we called it back 1. We'll call it front. How's that? So we know the back and the front are different. The front actually contains all of the objects that we want to bake into that plane. Okay? All right. I'll go ahead and save it. Okay. I had to minimize that. Okay, now we're going to click on the back plane. Have you clicked on it? We can turn this off.
Yeah.
Okay, now we hit 0. 0 is going to bring up a new dialog box that is actually going to help us bake this texture. Okay? And back is selected. Okay? And we want to enable projection mapping. So click that.
Sweet little T-Max.
Where'd you get those?
And we want to pick
Tomorrow.
Yeah,
what we want to
Very
be
yeah. Okay, so
projected on our
thaw
material.
out a little bit. You want another water?
And we add them.
How's your kidneys?
And it's going to go right here in our list.
Not
So,
hurting
yeah.
you?
And what you're going to see here,
So you're not gonna get the water?
if you look and expand the cage
Lemon?
in shaded, is you're going to see the cage that encloses this information projecting from the back.
For $15.
Nice.
Cool, huh?
It's got this,
Okay, now before we can project it though, we have to set it
covers
up.
up the spots on the other
We've
one.
picked the objects, and now we have to set up the options. You have to go to Setup, and you must select Global Super Sampling. If you do not, it will not project it. And just close it. Don't hit render, don't hit anything, just close it. Automatically, it will give you tangent space, which is 90 degrees sticking out from the surface, which is what we want. And we just close that. Everybody forgets to do this. And they go, why didn't it render? That's why. That one little thing. Now we tell it what materials we want. All we want to do is add a normal map, which goes into the bump channel because it makes a bumpy map. Normal. Now, I would recommend not doing 2048 like you were doing before because it takes forever. I would recommend staying with 512 so you can do a test. Okay? Now, you want to make sure it's in the bump channel. It will say
that
bump
plate's
channel.
beautiful there.
And you got to say where you're going to put this. Oh, we did this once before, I can tell. There's a junk target. Okay, I'm going to select junk and make that the name of my file. I'm going to call it junk 2, in fact. Make it a target file because it translates very well to a DDS file. You can make it a PCX or a BMP, but a target is probably the best because it'll also store alpha. So will a TIFF, by the way, and so will a ping, but a target is better.
That
Okay,
plate's
save
beautiful
it.
there. You leave it there.
And
No,
say
it's
OK.
It's really nice.
And now you're ready to render. That's it. Now, if you want to put it into a map
Wait
channel
on me, I'll always
in
buy
your
some
materials
I know you will.
to enhance the way it looks,
Yeah, it's nice and cold.
you can tell it to go ahead and input it into a normal bump.
I think you didn't give me nothing yesterday.
But we'll have to add this to our material after we render it, okay?
When are you gonna go get
So now we hit render,
I was gonna do it today, but I can't.
and there it is. Now it's always going to look weird like this, but don't worry about it. When you look at it in the folder, it will look fine. This puts the standard, what would be considered a grayscale DDS for the Nvidia video driver, and that's the standard grayscale on a DDS file, okay? But if you click on this and you look at it,
So, you're gonna get up early.
you will see
Come back
it's actually
and you'll rest.
a normal map.
Okay?
Ta-da! Yeah, woo! So you've created a normal map, okay? So go ahead and save this file, and now you can make it any size that you want. And if you were to hide everything, select everything, hold the Alt key down and select the foreground, and then say go ahead and hide it, or however you want to hide it. We can now actually go into our materials by selecting the material editor, put the material on it, Go to our Nif Shader. We have Nif Shader, right? And go to your bump channel. Don't use the normal channel. It doesn't translate well. I don't know why Nvidia didn't fix it. We want to add our new baked material into that channel. You can instance it, which means any change you make will automatically change. And you can select, show me what it looks like, and of course you can't really see it right now. But you know what junk target looks like. View the image. It's got the circles, it's got the triangle in it. And if you were to go ahead and render it out, oh, we don't have a UV map on it yet. Sorry about that. Go up to modify, grab UV map. It's already in a square. It's fine. Now go ahead and render it. It hates me. It's actually mapped on here, okay? Let's continue. And it's not showing. Okay, great. Okay, so what we gotta do is, if we want it to show, because we literally have no material on this thing, is we have to tell it we're gonna use it baked into a channel. Okay, and if you look at this, well, it's not showing because it's a DDS file, but if you look at this, you're going to see, you can actually see the bumps on it. Can you see that?
Yeah.
Yeah, you'll see it in game. It'll look the same. Okay, the rendering engine will show it, so don't even worry about that. But again, we are using this for dual purpose, and it really technically can only use one. This is the map. Okay, but I guarantee, look, if you were to make another plane next to it and put that material on it, it should probably work. Because first of all, this is part of the material, this first one. This one is not. It's a separate object. Okay? So basically we can hide that. Okay, in the bump channel, normal map. We say normal map here, map channel, normal. I omitted to tell you that. Discard it. Open the normal map. And we have to actually go get the bitmap. Chunk. Open it. And now we will see it. Now we'll actually see it render. Because the bump map is being told it's a normal map. Don't look at the scan lines because the Nvidia driver doesn't honor the DDS format. But now you see what I'm getting at? Now you can adjust it any way you want and bake it onto your object. You can take that normal map. Actually, you can't go past 100. But you can if you go into the next level. You can make it like 2. But it may be a little excessive, and like I said, it could become crispy. See? It's getting a little too deep. But it will show up like that. It's just the higher you make it thrust out on the tangent space, the more distorted it becomes because it's not parallax. It's only a bump, okay? But you can enhance it by adding the same one and dropping it here. Do copy. You can add like 0.5 to it, and it will kind of enhance it. And there is, so you're seeing scan lines because it can't handle the 3D on it. Now that is your material. That is not an object of 3D. That is literally a DDS normal map.
Here, let me give you this.
Cool, huh? There, you're done.
Yeah.
You're done. Okay, so that's the end of the tutorial. Okay? Yay! All right, let's stop it.